Aloha! I'm Jim from Animal Ability. My good friend Michael DeCroce from Pine Pollen Superfoods asked me to do another video for him. This one's going to be on spinal health and mobility. So the first thing we're going to do is an exercise or a drill called sacral realignment. It's a real simple drill. You get down like so. You're going to bend your legs at 90 degrees. You're going to put one hand behind on the hamstring, the other hand in front. You're going to pull this knee up, force that leg straight. Just a few seconds, then you switch, do the opposite. If you feel popping or anything like that, it's your sacrum adjusting. As long as it doesn't hurt, you're good. Now I'm going to get up and show you. Now normally you do maybe 10 repetitions of that one. You could do as low as 5. With the others it's going to be 10 to 20 repetitions. I'm just going to show you a few reps of each one. So the next one is the side turn and push. You want to stand in a straddle position. That just minimizes hip motion. Put your hands like this, turn, push, push, really extending your thoracic spine. Okay, you do that 10 to 20 times. Then we're going to do the overhead reach. Put your fingers together, squeeze your butt, push your heels into the ground, reach, and side bend. You'll hear popping, little micro adjustments. That's okay as long as you don't feel pain. Now what we're working is dynamic flexibility, aka mobility. With that, you're going to have your active range of motion, what you can do when you're actually lifting and performing. That's different from flexibility, which is known as passive flexibility, which sometimes has a greater range of motion, but if it's not usable, it's better for relaxation and stuff like that, but it's not really as good for performance. So the next one we're going to do is the body weight windmill. So you stand like this with this foot pointing straight and your right foot pointing at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to put my left hand overhead so that when I do this with weight, I've already got the coordination for it. Put this hand out and I just rotate, keeping this hand pointing to the sky. I can let this knee bend a little bit and I go back up. Getting a little shoulder rotation in there with it also. And then of course you would do the other side. Now we're going to go down to the floor again. We're going to do the camel cat sit back. So I go camel, cat, sit back, cat, camel, sit back. 10 to 20 of those. Then we're going to go right into the cat camel circles. So you're going to get like this, bring your spine up to the camel, rotate it back down to the cat. You want to make sure you go both directions. Trying to keep elbows locked. You can exhale here. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Okay. I'm waiting for you. So next we're going to do the side-lying thoracic extension. So what you're going to do is you're going to get like this. This leg's going to be at a 90-degree angle. You're going to put this knee by this heel and pull this foot up close to your glute. Then you're going to put your forearm down. Make a light fist if you want. You can use your hand open, but it just kind of helps you focus to make a light fist. you're going to lock this all into place here. Gently put your fingertips behind your ears. You go ahead and extend your chest. Then you're going to take your head down to your forearm, forehead, forearm, and extend up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And of course you would do it the other side. Usually about 10 to 12 of those is fine. You can go up to 20 though. You usually never want to do less than 10 on most of these, except that first one where you're just doing the sacral realignment. So of course you would do the other side like I mentioned. Then this is the only mobility move that you actually need a device for. So you're going to put this under your thoracic spine, right about the lower part of your thoracic spine. You're going to point your toes, keep your feet together. You're going to put your fingers here together, pointing straight up. Then you're going to bring them back to beside your ears. You're going to be rounded, hollow position. Then you're going to extend with an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so you do 10 of those or up to 20, as I've said before. Now we're going to do the Superman push. You're actually going to focus on lifting your upper body more than your lower body. Your feet may come off the ground, which is normal and all that, but you want to focus on the upper body and extending the wrist. Okay, so that's that, and then we're going to do the sacral realignment again. You always want to start with this and finish with it, because when you have your spine aligned, it keeps you from having skeletal restrictions hindering movements. So, push, pull, exert force. Exert force. So when you do this, you're working dynamic flexibility or mobility. That's your usable range of motion. Now, what you have with that is you also have passive flexibility, which we discussed at the beginning of this, and that's actually stretching where you, most of the time it's static stretching. It can be other forms of stretching, but you get in a position where you're relaxing into the stretch. And that's really good for injury prevention as long as you do it after your training. This is examples of mobility, dynamic flexibility that you would do before training, you know, to liven up your nervous system, get your, neural patterns firing off in the correct sequence for exercises you're going to do. For instance, that windmill motion would help you do that. So that's it. Mahalo and have a nice day. Hey, and here's a bonus for you. Now this is passive decompression. So you're not really stretching per se, but you are decompressing your vertebrae between, or your disc between your vertebrae of your spine. So what you do, of course you need a yoga trapeze for this, is get up in it, rotate back, put your legs around it like so, grab your elbows, and then relax. Usually I like to be in this position for at least 2 minutes. Probably not a good idea to go over 5. That's it.